And welcome back. I'm delighted to be joined by my old friend and colleague, Dave Bennet.
Hello, Trevor. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. So you've got something a bit new we want to talk about today, which is Pray by Bentec.
It's actually Pray by Detech.
Pray by Detech. Okay.
Yeah.
So Detech being the company that make the printers.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a bit about it.
Basically, I've been working with David at Detech on and off for going back some 30 years, but over the last few years, since Bentec started, we've done a lot of projects together. He would be leading it. He's an expert in placement, one of the best in the UK.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the inspection as well, he has his own range of 2D equipment, which he uses for pin through hole and also for usually post placement. But everything for 3D or SPI, he always uses Tech, and hence we work together a lot.
Yeah.
That relationship's got much tighter, and one of the things that's happened as well is David has been tasked by one of his customers to develop a machine for doing final assembly inspection. He was able to turn his expertise on inspection into this new product, which we've actually called a Universal Product Inspector. So it's a new category, it's a UPI. And what it's able to do, it's able to look at final assembly.
Right. So basically it's inspecting the final assembly product for cracks, screws that are not tight,
Exactly.
and all these types of defects.
If you think of just look at our industry, because this is a multi-industry tool, but if you think of our industry, we've got pretty much everything monitored and all the quality steps all the way through, and then it goes into a finished receptacle, whether it be a gain box or some sort of monitoring system, and it's all confirmed that it's okay by check sheet, and that's the instructions in what language that's printed on it and whatever. I mean, it's all done by check sheets. So
well, I mean, it's all done manually. That's the problem,
Yeah.
And the problem there with when you've got manual assembly is you're going to get a certain amount of human error creeping into it.
The amazing thing as well with this is the speed. I mean, the customers' manual checks were taking over 45 seconds with a guy that was about to retire. This is the original customer who asked for the product to be developed. And when they showed him the machine, when they actually took the machine there and said, right, we're finished, we can show you it, they put in it's a module for gas, monitoring gas, etc. And they put it into the machine and it sort of swept through and they said, oh, it's nice and smooth, let's do the inspection. And David turned to the customer and said, it's done.
It's done.
It's done. And it was literally, without the graphics, it would have been 2 seconds, but with all the display and everything, it was 4 seconds. And they were blown away. And they've now got 6, and I think another couple on order. And it's something that's so adaptable as well, because the clever thing is you don't get left behind with this product. What David's doing is, the next stage, we've got customers asking to inspect things, but also to power them, so functional as well. So the UPI will come with the capability of actually doing the functional part of it as well. So light it all up, does the screen work, do the buttons work, all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
And some of the projects are so diverse, such as perfume bottles.
Perfume bottles?
Perfume bottles, yeah. The French
not a lot of electronics in these.
No. And we were speaking to a good friend of mine yesterday, a rep in Canada, and the first thing he saw was massive potential outside of our industry. He knew of customers that were, way bigger than our industry that are doing manual inspection on final product. And he said they're going to love this. So we're quite excited. It's going to go across multiple different industries, we're sure.
Absolutely. I know there are a couple of systems I can think of that out there that are moving into this box build area, but they do tend to be rather on the expensive side.
Yeah.
So how does this compare?
It's about half the price of a standard AOI, so really competitive.
Wow.
Yeah, really competitive.
Okay, well, so something that's competitively priced that's going to do, automatic inspection at box build.
The other thing we have is there's a project for doing batteries that go in hand drills and power tools.
Yeah.
And at the moment they're doing, they've got like sort of 20 people at the end of the lines ticking off, does it have the right voltage for whichever batch it's going to, whichever country, is it the right language, and all that sort of stuff. They've approached us and we're making an inline version, which will be ready probably about 2 months. And the idea being there is that you can sort of put, say, 20 batteries in a pallet and fire it through and have pallet after pallet after pallet. And, they've then got 20 people they can use elsewhere. But what you also get, of course, is it all goes through to their quality. You can link in with all the SMT information on the MES system and just jump in at their final assembly.
Of course.
And as you rightly said, there's no mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You tell it. It never drifts, never changes. You say that's what you want, that's what you get
That's
every
what you
time.
get. Yeah. And it works 24/7.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take holidays.
It doesn't
Or
take
get
holidays,
sick.
doesn't get sick. Yeah.
I know. Okay. Well, it sounds an exciting product, Dave. I'm really happy for you. Of course, you're controlling the sales of that worldwide.
Yeah, basically, as you know, Trevor, sort of 30 years in this industry, I've set up networks, whether it be European or global, for 4 or 5 different corporations in that period of time.
Yeah.
And David Erskine, he's the CEO of Detech. David realized right away that he was going to have to grow this company very quickly. He's got plans already for a new factory, and he wants to concentrate on not only the UPI, he has about 3 other very innovative products coming. So there's going to be a lot of this sort of stuff coming through. But he wants to do that. He wants to be the manufacturer. So I'm taking away all of the things that could cause him to, 10 reps asking the same question from different countries on different days. I'm shielding him from all of that. We're also we've done the recruitment. The reps know me. They probably wouldn't know David's company, but they know me, and I tell them this new technology. They get excited, and we're taking care of the quotes for them and the invoicing and everything else. And David can then just build Prey as a range.
Well, it sounds like a really good partnership, quite frankly.
Yeah, it is. We're good mates as well. We're both football crazy, so we've always got something to talk about.
Super. Well, thank you very much for coming in. What is the name of the machine? What do you call it?
It's called the Prey UPI,
Okay.
Which is Universal Product Inspector.
Right. Great. Super. Well, hopefully next time you come in, we'll be able to see either a version of it or a picture of it or something.
Yeah. I mean, if you go on the Bentec or the Detech websites, there's a really professional video which actually shows exactly what it's doing. Barcode scratches, everything.
Super. Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming in and telling us about it today.
Absolute pleasure, Trevor.
Okay. So that's it for this edition of Tech Talk. Join us again tomorrow for the show wrap-up here from Anaheim in California.
At Kaizen, we know it's the science that makes the difference. The right solutions happen when you care enough to ask the right questions. And we understand that your performance is directly related to ours. Science knows why it works, care knows why it's important.